Right. So at this point in your journey, you are now about a week away from having your cold email campaign up and running. Because of that, we're going to build some offers. You need offers in order to have a successful cold email campaign. And I'm going to run you through everything, including what is an offer, some examples of my own offers that worked really well, how to put together an offer, and then a big swipe file list that you could basically use for yourself. So what is an offer? Well, simply, when you reach out to somebody cold, before you've met them, before you have a connection with them, they will inherently be skeptical. They will not really believe what you have to sell them because the cold marketplace is unfortunately a very vicious one. A lot of people scam, a lot of people spam, and you just need to find a way to beat that skepticism. So in order to do so, you need to offer something that's so good that your prospects logically can't say no to it. This is something that's considered very valuable by your prospect, is super easy to say yes to, and it's not going to take you very much time and money to put together for them. Here's some examples. When I was scaling my company 1 second copy to 7 figures, we ran a very simple offer. Just send us a title, and we'll give you a completely free 500-word blog post on the topic, no strings attached. It'll take, I think, 48 or 72 hours or something like that. Why was this all of the above? Well, because at the time, a few years ago, AI was not yet understood to be like a writing tool. This is before ChatGPT. So a 500-word blog post by a professional writer was considered very valuable, right? Especially if you have like journalist-style credentials, which I did at the time. This let us get our foot in the door with many clients. The second thing is we didn't ask for anything but a title. All you had to do if you wanted to participate in this offer, if you wanted to join, you just needed to literally send us a quick title. And this was, as I'm sure you can imagine, super easy to respond to. If all you have to do in order to get this 500-word blog post, which at the time might be worth $100 or so, is write a title, it might take you 10 seconds to do so. Logically, there's no reason for you not to get back to us because the cost benefit is so out of whack. It might take you 30 seconds, and then all of a sudden you have a $100 product in your hands. That's a pretty good proposition, right? Now, for that campaign, we sent about 20,000 emails. Our initial campaign had a 9% reply rate. That's how strong it was to have that offer in there at the time. Now, if you send this, you're not going to get a 9% reply rate because most people will be like, well, why can't I just use ChatGPT? But at the time, this was a super powerful offer. And my goal in this module, in this day, is not necessarily to just teach you a specific offer, just to get you guys to understand what makes a good offer. So that if ChatGPT 7 comes out and it does the thing of your offer, you're not just going to be screwed. You're going to be able to come up with something else, which is obviously what I did. So when I started selling systems for LeftClick, I also tested many straightforward offers. One of the winners was, I will guarantee you 20 booked sales appointments in the next 60 days or you don't pay a cent. No strings attached. All you have to do is say yes, and I'll get started. Now, pretty much every service business on planet Earth struggles with lead gen. So this is a very hot topic. It's near and dear to people's hearts, and that let me get my foot in the door. Now, if you think about it from the ease perspective, the convenience of the customer, all I asked for was a yes, right? Before, all I asked for was a title. Now all I'm asking for is literally just the letters YES. This made it very easy for people to respond. I also made it clear there were no strings. I gave a definitive start and end date, right? The next 60 days. And I basically made it free. Like, if you don't achieve some amazing outcome, you don't pay a cent. That's pretty sweet. So logically, there's no real reason why people wouldn't get back to me. Now, I ran many campaigns and variations of this offer. Probably like at least 15. The best one had a 7% reply rate across a few hundred emails. You can imagine a 7% reply rate is, again, like that 9% reply rate, very profitable and sort of like a dumb no-brainer offer to say yes to. So I'm sure you could tell at this point, but offers tend to be very similar in nature, and it's almost like an algorithm at this point, to be completely honest. So here's how to structure them. A lot of people are going to have different opinions, so this is just the way that I do it. You don't necessarily have to follow the way that I do it. There are a bunch of other people that I follow that have slightly different methods. I've just pieced together what I think are the best parts of all of them and put them together. So you should structure your offer in a way that minimizes financial risk, meaning it should have some type of free or money back guarantee component. You should also structure it in a way that minimizes friction, so convenience. You should let your prospects start immediately with basically no work on their end. You should also focus on things that do not cost you a lot of money to produce. Since you're offering something for free, if you were to get 100 yeses tomorrow, you should be able to do that without running yourself out of business, right? Some people build offers that aren't very scalable. And so they launch it and all of a sudden they get like 50 people being like, yeah, this sounds amazing. Let's do it. And then they're like, oh shit, I can't actually do it. So they only say yes to 5 of the 50. And then they just wasted 45 possible leads, right? You don't want to do that. Now, if all the above sounds complicated, if you don't really know where to start, here's a quick formula that'll get you 90% of the way there. I will give you the thing in time or your money back. Just send me some input to the process. In my case, this was, I will give you a 500-word blog post in 48 or maybe 72 hours. I forget what it was. or for free, just send me the title. There's no rule saying you have to develop your own proprietary offer either. You can actually just copy someone else's. I definitely did when I started. That article offer that I came up with, that was not my own. I just made a few tweaks to it. You can also use an offer as inspiration. You can massage it into your own business model. Like, obviously we're automation companies, so offering an article writing service probably doesn't seem super valuable. But what if instead of offering an article writing service, you offer to send them 10 blog posts on a topic of their choosing using our article writing system? And if you like the article writing system, then, I'll give it to you for, I don't know, $10 a piece or something super valuable, right? Anything there really is valid. And this is really where, like, if you could rank all of the business skills from most effective to least effective, like highest ROI to least to lowest ROI, this would probably be somewhere in the top 5, your ability to put together an offer. So this is something that, really requires your input. It requires you to spend time and energy figuring out. So here are a few examples, including the ones above. You can copy them. You can use them as inspiration for your own offer creation process, whatever the hell you want. If you're selling lead gen, I'll guarantee you 20 book sales appointments the next 60 days. You don't pay, no strings attached. Just say yes. If you're selling content writing, I will write, just send us the title and we'll give you a completely free 500-word blog post on the topic, no strings. If you're selling a CRM or a PM system, I will build you a world-class photography CRM at no cost. I'll pay for it all myself. I'll do all the work up front, and only if you like it will I ask you to work with me. Just say yes, and I'll send you a link within 48 hours. Seminars, I'll give you a completely free entry into some super big program. This will let you fulfill your, I don't know, like I used a medical example here where you have like CE credits or CME credits for like a plastic surgery practice or something. But I'll let you fulfill your 20 CME credits at no cost. Just say yes, and I'll send over a private invite. Or maybe for live chat software, selling some software product. I'll build a world-class widget on your website at no cost. I don't charge you anything until you get your first 10 paying clients from it, which makes it completely risk-free. Just say yes, and I'll send you an onboarding form. Proposal system. I'll build you the same high-converting proposal template that's made this company $5 million in the last 2 months. I'll do all the work up front, and only if you like it will I ask you to work with me. Just say yes, and I'll send you yours in 48 hours. All of these do the above components. They minimize the financial risk, they minimize the friction, and they do not cost a lot to produce because odds are you're an automation company, you have templates and stuff, right? Over the next hour, what you're going to do is you're going to create 2 offers per niche, so 6 total. Earlier here I said industry CRM. Like this is sort of where you'd put your niche in. We'll test these offers during your cold email outreach, and you can also weave them into your community and Upwork messaging as time goes on, and just use these as staples, assuming that they work for you. The great part about automation is the majority of our systems are templated. So if you build one of these systems once for somebody, like if you build a custom system once and it ends up being a valuable system, you can actually just copy and paste that system again for any future clients. And so that ends up being in large part like the fact that you do not take a lot of money to produce it, right? Because you can just copy and paste it in future ones. So if you have systems that you've already built that are successful, you can also lean on those, or you could use some of the blueprints that we put together. Anyway, open up a Google Doc or whatever writing tool of your choice and brainstorm what you can provide. Then using the example offers above or creating entirely new ones, write down your 6. As I said, feel free to copy them. I wouldn't copy all of them, of course. I wouldn't copy everything that I have done. I'd think on it because, as I mentioned, this is a very important skill. And the better you get at this skill, the better you're just going to be in business in general. But anyway, that is write 6 offers. Let's get to it. Best of luck.